inside of the concentration camps of the Second World War, there were many barbaric and horrific guards who were known for their executions and torture of prisoners. Within the deadliest site of the Third Reich, Auschwitz, there was a punishment and torture centre known as Block 11, where many horrors were carried out. In the basement of this building were standing cells, known as the Sperrbunker, which were tiny prisons where a prisoner could only stand and could not sit down, and they were held locked up in these cells for days on end. There were men such as Wilhelm Berger, who came up with his own method of torture and pain, such as the Berger swing, in which a victim was strapped to an iron bar and was then literally battered by other guards until they gave over information or were killed. But through these different sadistic innovations to inflict so much suffering as possible, a number of guards developed another method of causing pain, which was known as the goat. This took one of the most common punishment methods and made it much more severe. Welcome to the Fortress. Today we look at the Auschwitz goat, and to support our channel, please make sure to subscribe. One of the most public punishments used inside of Auschwitz was flogging. This was where a victim was beaten with a whip or a rod or other weapon, and usually someone was struck across their back. It is a punishment that dates back centuries, but inside of Auschwitz flogging was so brutal that it could result in death. Usually the camp authorities declared that the maximum amount of lashes that could be given was 25 strikes at one point, but some sadistic guards went further, inflicting many more. This was known to have been fatal, and some prisoners died from their pain as they were secured to the whipping post, and other guards chose to use heavier weapons, which inflicted even more pain. Inside of Auschwitz, flogging was administered, as mentioned, on flogging posts or whipping posts, and also on stools as prisoners were forced to sit down, often in front of many other inmates, and they were then struck many different times. But other SS guards innovated in one of the most sadistic ways possible, and they considered how to make flogging more brutal and severe, and what they came up with was known as the Auschwitz goat. This was a simple change to flogging, and it was also used in different concentration camps all inside the Third Reich. The Auschwitz goat was simple. It was a box in which the prisoner's feet were secured and locked inside of. They were then pushed over, resting on the goat. This was a wooden table which was curved at each side, and the prisoner and victim was then forced forward onto the table. Their arms were pulled forward, stretching them slightly. With the victim locked in this position, the guard then using a whip, heavy stick or other object, then rained down blow after blow onto the inmate, who was forced to scream out the numbers of the lashes in German. If they lost count, then the whipping would begin all over again, and some guards ramped up the force of the whip with every hit and strike. The goat was also used as punishment in the yard near to Block 11, the previously mentioned torture block, and it could be moved around the site when it was needed. What is sadistic about the Auschwitz goat is that the guards inside the deadliest concentration camp decided to make a more sadistic and brutal punishment method to make the lives of prisoners much more difficult. The victim was left exposed on the goat, making their punishment more brutal and ruthless, and when done in public, it had a profound effect on the other prisoners, as they saw the suffering that it caused. It was more likely to make a prisoner fall into line, seeing this sort of action. Thanks for watching. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe, and once again, thank you so much for watching.